Welcome to the podcast. We do recover with Jared Miller, your host.
And I'm Dr. Terry Sellers, your co-host.
This is a podcast about recovery from addiction.
We want to talk about what successful recovery can look like.
Brought to you by Steps Recovery Center and the St. George Hilton Garden Inn.
For episode 69, we've invited guests on Jonah and Rachel Carrio.
Carry on.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
That's totally
I struggle
good.
with last names. How are you guys doing today?
You struggle with every name.
I know.
Don't be offended. He always struggles with names.
That's one a lot of people do.
Carry on.
Yeah, carry on.
Yep. There we
know
go.
what carry-on-
The fifth time is the mark.
Do you know what carrion means as a word?
I don't, and I don't care.
Okay.
No, go ahead. What is it?
I don't either. Just
Rotten meat. There's a
it's kinda-
carrion bird scavenges off the body of animals.
Yep.
So
carrion.
yeah, it was
The
French
animal
carrion, but it's Spanish and
Wow.
now English.
Yep.
Rotten meat.
I love it. So they have joined us to talk about their journey into recovery, as well as their coaching business, Love Unconditional Life Enhancement, LLC. Before that, though, we're going to get our sponsorship mention in here. Episode 69, part 1 is brought to you by Steps Recovery Centers, where they're ready to help you or a loved one as soon as you're ready to reach out. Reach out to them by calling them at 801-800-8142. I love that this just starts off. One of the best things about this is it's totally organic. We don't do any editing.
It's orgasmic.
It's okay. That's even better. And Dr. Sellers, it's always better when you're here.
Is that true or not?
It is true. It is true. It's so much funner, man. So with
You
that,
can't say funner. That's not a word.
it's so much more orgasmic. Is that what you said?
It's okay. I just heard my mom in my ear when you said funner. My mom said, "Hey, don't say that word."
Well, since you're here today, I'm going to let you go ahead and lead this.
Did we
this
give any
episode.
consideration to skipping episode 69 and going from 68 to 70?
No, we didn't.
Okay, just
fine.
wondering. I don't know what 69 means, but I thought we would consider maybe skipping
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what
70.
we're on So
All right, let's do it. So it's
Let's
open.
not do it, but let's get into the episode.
Oh, wow. The puns today.
So sorry. I've lost my mind. I didn't drive down, so I got like rest and everything. I'm all hyped up. I got 100 ounces of Dr. Pepper in front of me.
You're
so
ready,
I'm
man.
fired
You are
up.
ready.
What are we gonna do? Well, let's talk about our guests.
Yeah.
That seems like an idea for a podcast.
Let's find out what their new and goods are.
Oh yeah, I
What's
forgot
your new and
what
good?
we did.
Why don't you show them, be the example, and lead us off?
I
What's
feel
your
like
new
I
and
had a new and good in my mind yesterday, and now I've lost it. What was it? Now, why don't I lead this discussion and you tell me yours? Because I can't
You see
figure
what
out
you did there?
I can't
I love
figure
it.
out what mine is.
So my
yet.
new and
I
good-
had one though yesterday that was awesome.
A
but I can't
politician,
remember.
yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I did.
He outranked me
I
on
didn't
that.
answer the question at all. I just turned it back on you.
My new and good is my family's coming down to St. George. They're staying at the Hilton Garden Inn to see Mandy do her play, The
Your
West
wife?
Side Story. My wife, Mandy, beautiful Mandy. She's in the play West Side Story, and so they've come down to spend some time with us, see her in the play, have dinner, just have a good time. That's my
I'd
new
like
and
to
good.
go
I'm
to
super
West
excited.
Side Story. Could I go?
Yeah, you and Melody both have tickets. I just assumed, Dr. Sellers, that you'd be there.
Oh, we're going.
Fantastic. It's
That's
gonna
my
be a
new and
party.
good. I'm going to West Side Story tomorrow night.
Boom.
Is
there
it tomorrow
is.
night or tonight? Tomorrow
It's
night, right?
tomorrow night.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We're planning on it. Okay, this is what we do. We do new and goods. What's new and good in your lives?
Rachel.
Rachel,
Ladies first.
Start us off.
Me?
Yeah.
I've got some puppies.
Yes.
That is.
You have puppies?
I have puppies.
What
I have
kind of puppies?
They are Aussie Doodles.
Cute.
So I've got
What's an
Austra-
Aussie do? Like it's an Australian poodle?
Yeah, I have a
Yep.
poodle and an Australian Shepherd, and they had puppies, 2 of the smartest dog breeds, and now I've got 7
You got genius puppies?
genius puppies, and so I'm.
They are.
They are. They're so smart.
Really?
And
How many you got?
7.
And what's the plan with them?
Tell them how you're training them.
I'm
What are
training
you
them.
doing to these
Oh, yeah?
puppies?
I'm doing ENS, which is early neurological stimulation, and early scent training. ENS and ESI, early scent introduction. So
Interesting.
It's a training that the military came up with for their dogs, and between
How'd you run across this stuff?
research.
Is this an interest of yours?
Yeah, well, neuroscience, neuropsychology is an interest of mine. How the brain works.
That's rad.
Yeah,
That's
and-
cool.
Yeah,
She also recently got certified in hypnotherapy.
yeah.
Really?
New and good.
Yeah.
New.
Oh,
That's a new
yeah,
and
that's
Pretty
really
big.
new. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the
You
weekend.
got, You got enough new and goods for me, so I didn't really need one. I like
Great,
it.
new and good.
Yeah.
Super
So
good.
Getting
Yeah, that old certification, you know.
yeah. So the pups
Dogs,
are,
though. The dogs are
the
important.
dogs are cool.
Puppies.
The dogs are cool. Between day 3
I gotta
and
get one.
16, you
What
do
What color is an Austradoodle?
these Aussie doodles. They're black and white
Aussie
and
doodles.
brown, tricolor.
Cute.
So, the dogs have 3 colors on each dog, or
Some of them do, and some of them just have black and white.
you don't care?
Is this
I
a
need to know
podcast about
this.
Aussie Doodles?
I just need to
They're
know this.
so cute.
We talked
They're
about
like,
that.
Now,
She's
how many
like, "Do I
teeth were
tell
they
them I have
born with?"
puppies?
How many
Yes.
teeth? None. And they're almost 3 weeks
I'm
old,
just
and they're
giving a
so
bad
cute.
time, yeah.
And so, yeah, I do.
I'm in
They're
trouble.
awesome.
You're in jail right now.
I know I'm in trouble.
Oh, I got my new and good. I'm in Facebook jail.
Are you? How did you end up in Facebook jail?
Okay, I'll tell a quick story. Friend of mine makes knives. You know this probably.
Yes.
Dave Cox makes some knives.
Great
He's been on
dude.
this podcast. Good guy. Makes knives at home. Makes these homemade knives, and actually he's given me a couple, and they're really cool. But he puts this knife on Facebook. It's a short little knife.
You're making stabbing
I
motions?
know, because it looks like a knife you would.
Okay.
But here's the point. Had a red handle. Susan Peterson, who's also been on this podcast, made a comment. Hey, that looks like a great Valentine's Day gift.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Which, listen, I'm married. If I
Oh,
give
no.
my wife a knife for Valentine's Day, I'd probably receive it back in the form of this right here.
Yeah.
So I put in quotes, "Happy Valentine's Day, dear. Now let me stab you." And I got put in Facebook jail for
no.
inciting violence.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
So,
are a pretty violent cat.
I'm in Facebook jail now. I love it. I love it. So the last day's been good. I haven't been able to get any Facebook arguments.
Oh.
All right, new and
Yeah.
good.
A new, this company. Just, I keep saying that, but just recently I actually learned Reiki. I learned Reiki, got certified
Man,
level
you're
1 and 2.
learning all kinds of stuff.
We are doing as much as we can to do something when you think, I want to make a
Man,
change.
your brain is
Do
working
something.
a lot. I love that.
Yeah. We learned that we've been always moving energy.
Yeah.
Now we just got specifically
Trying
attuned.
to-
It was really neat.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
That is. That's
That
really
Reiki
cool.
retreat.
That's super
It
cool.
was awesome.
yes, went to a tree retreat.
You ever
for
had
the
a Reiki
weekend.
treatment?
I've got some energy work done, but never Reiki
So
treatment.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a couple.
It shocks me every time I move energy and people are like, whoa. I'm all, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, whoa.
That's pretty
cool.
sweet.
It's neat.
Yeah, I have a good friend that does that as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sean, you got any new and goods over there? Yeah. Oh, you don't have a microphone.
Yeah, now it's on. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. I never know if I'm going to be involved.
Listen-
Sometimes you involve me. Sometimes you don't.
But listen,
How
to that,
can we not without that?
Listen
How
to
can
that
they not
voice.
Like being
without that
married.
voice?
listen to that voice. Like you
It's just-
can't ignore that. That's a
it's
voice
beautiful.
for radio.
That's how we get all the downloads.
He's got a
and
face for
views.
television, but a voice for radio. All right, what's new and good over
Actually,
there? in the corner?
behind me, out of camera, he wants to stay out of camera, but my childhood friend from first grade is visiting me. Somebody I've known for 40 years.
You talked about that last week on the
That's
podcast.
right.
Yeah.
He did.
So I picked him up in
remember.
Vegas, and then we stopped at Moapa and blew $100 in fireworks. It was fantastic.
Oh, you did?
10 o'clock at night, just like, try to get do this, burn that. And then we had one explode next to us, which we probably shouldn't have done, but it was awesome.
So, Sean, I have something to admit to you.
I love you too.
Last week, well,
my
you already know that. So last week when
Oh
you
my
said
gosh.
that you had a friend from first grade, I totally thought you were full of it. I didn't.
You
think
thought I
had
was
a friend.
bringing a 6-year-old over.
Exactly. I did. I thought.
Yep.
I thought we were
Yep.
gonna have like
You're going to get in Facebook jail for pedophilia. here soon.
Wow.
Sellers is on.
I got
one
no
today.
filter today. I don't know why.
No, but having my friend here, he reminded me how I almost choked and died at was it Taco Bravo. He reminded me about the kid that bopped him on the head and bopped me on the head. What else have you reminded me of? Basically every embarrassing thing from about 6 to 15, we've been able to like laugh about and enjoy. Remember that time you did that something stupid? Hey, oh yeah, he has a picture of me wearing his sister's bra.
We got to get that, dude.
no.
We got to
Remember
get
what I
that.
said about-
We'll talk
remember
after
what
the
I said about-
podcast because that's going up next
man.
week.
So these are the things with true lifelong friends. You're like, okay, I'll forgive you for that one.
Absolutely.
Remember what I said about Facebook jail earlier? You have a picture of you in a bra.
Yeah, that's going to be okay.
That
Offering
is
to
it.
kill somebody that doesn't go over so well.
I'll give you
So
the,
I'll
Well-
trade you the knife for the bra.
I'll give you that times change, but stabbing people's pretty much always going to be taboo. Yeah.
Never had its day in
Hey,
the sun.
can we mention your friend's name, or does he not even want that on the podcast? We can go with first name at least, can't
Yeah,
we?
his name's Roman.
Roman. Welcome.
Roman.
Roman's from. Are you still living in the San Jose area? All right.
Yeah. So
All right.
it started off first grade. His mom talked to my mom and said, "Hey, you want to bring your kid over? We'll all go swimming," and that's how it all began.
And then did your mom also say, "Bring your sister's bra"?
No, we went swimming and Roman held me underwater for a few minutes.
I can
That
tell.
sounds like a great friend.
He's a
can
good
tell.
friend. He revived me, so it's like, you owe me. You have to be my friend. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
I got a new way to make friends.
All right. So Jared's about to come out of his skin because
Closet.
we haven't quite started on the subject.
We're 10
yet.
minutes in and we
He's
haven't
gonna-
talked about our
he's
guests'
gonna
life and
die.
recovery.
So let's get started.
Thank you, Sellers.
I'm going to ask you. Let's get started. Who wants to start? Anybody want to volunteer?
Y'all start.
Let's
I
talk
don't mind.
about. Let's talk. Tell us who you are.
So
Tell us a little bit about yourself, like right now, and then we're going to go back a little bit in your story.
So you're on the podcast. Obviously, you're somebody in recovery.
Yes.
You both have struggled with a substance abuse problem of some sort in your past.
So thanks for saying that, because honestly, I'm over here thinking, I don't know if they've actually.
Yeah,
I
Yes.
don't know if they're in recovery.
Right, yeah.
I don't know that yet. So
I want
I
our
love
listeners
that.
to be able to relate.
yeah, no,
Yes.
I get it. We have almost always had people in recovery, but we've had a few that aren't. So
Yeah, definitely in recovery. I lost everything so many times. I went through treatment at age 13 to 15, a residential, and then relapsed from
What-
age 15 with recovery in my head.
what was going on at 13 that you had to go to a treatment for?
Youngest of
Angry
7
young
kids.
child?
I'm gonna just lay it out what everything. My dad molested my oldest sisters. We are the youngest 2 of 7 kids.
You guys are brother and sister.
Yep,
which
so
is-
brother and
I
sister.
believe that's our first brother-sister combo. correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it was horrible. I mean, growing up with just turmoil, mental illness, bipolar from my mom and dad, genetic ran through the kids, and there was, just weird stuff through the whole family. It messed up, and we all went through treatment, medication, psychiatrists, through drugs and recovery. And
Yeah.
so we've all recovered kind of in our own ways.
Kids raising kids. You know,
Yes,
just
yeah,
Single
my
mom at
single mom of
times.
7. He did that and then went to prison.
Yeah.
When I was
children.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What did he go to prison for? For the molestation?
molestation of the my oldest sisters, and then the
Rape of someone else's
someone
daughter.
else's child.
Yeah.
So how this? Maybe we don't need to explore this very much, but
Yeah.
That's fine.
who spoke up?
We don't quite know the exact story. Just know it got found out at some point, and just kind of I know where my mom, a single at this time she's a white lady with a Mexican guy in the 80s
Okay.
in the Mormon church in Salt Lake City, and from what I understand, maybe she called the bishop, and his response was, "Do you know what time it is? This is happening in my house." They said, "Well, let's put him in counseling," and it was different times. It was different. They had no idea how to deal with it.
Right.
And I have to look at that perception just of how the way the world is. This company is about laying it all out there because
So-
we came from that.
So at 13, 14, you
Yeah.
obviously turned to a substance to cope. And that's how you ended up in treatment. What was that? If you're comfortable saying, what was that substance? How long until you got into treatment? What was the treatment process? What happened after that?
Yeah. It was all substances, anything I could do to get a head change.
You remember the first thing you ever did?
The first
that
actual
affected your brain?
substance, it was I was drinking a Shasta, a Kiwi Shasta. One of my siblings had put he had put whiskey in it,
Oh,
and
as a joke, sort of.
kind of. He was a little older, and we were all mischievous.
Okay,
I mean, it was
just
cool
messing
and good to be bad, and that was in my mind how we grew up. Cops and authority figures were scared, so it was alcohol very first. Alcohol. I remember picking a cigarette butt off the sidewalk and smoking it at 5 years old.
Wow.
Watching my parents smoke. I remember vivid memories, and I can feel and think about what it tasted and smelled like, and the alcohol. I remember.
That's
she remembers.
That's pretty common. Pretty common. Alcohol is
Right?
the number one.
Yep.
Usually.
Yeah,
She
'cause
remembers
it's in
me
the home.
saying, I don't want to feel this way, laying on the deck, hot sun on my face, cigar from our stepdad, and I just grab it, and they're like, "You're already messed up." Like what? We were all,
How
us
old
three.
were
Just
you?
I was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Drinking alcohol.
She was 7 or 8. Our other brother was
So
5 years
you're
older.
2
than that.
years older than he is.
I'm
Yep.
3.
3 years older
Three,
than he is.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So keep going.
Yeah.
13
So
to 15. You
all
went to
that
treatment.
stuff, it just was a whole horrible mess turned into, all the drugs and then just really like weed and not serious hard drugs, but bad behavior. I was headed for prison for sure. My mental illness could have landed. I mean, I was going to hurt somebody for sure, or myself.
It's a lot of anger management issues. To be honest,
Bad.
though, Jonah, as I'm listening, like you didn't really even have a chance, man. Like I'm not trying to make
Right.
excuses up for you or turn you into a victim,
Right.
but you didn't really get the best start.
I made that excuse. I used that as an excuse.
I don't
and played the victim for so long.
I don't buy that though. Like I buy that's I hear what you're saying and I appreciate it. Personal accountability is super important.
Right.
The problem is I think you put 100 people in your situation and you find 100 people that are doing very similar behaviors to what you were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 99 even. I
Right.
think everybody in that situation would react.
Yeah.
Would have some kind of
negatively to the
behavior
situation.
problems for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She was right there with me going,
So I think So I think excuse is a bad word because I think that's just
Yeah.
natural consequences of your environment.
Yeah,
Should we hear from
sure.
Rachel?
Yeah.
Rachel, what does all that look like for you?
Yeah. How'd you?
Half the time I don't even, growing up, I don't know where the baby is. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I'm being led along and just
You're the second youngest, right?
yeah.
You're the youngest. You're the second youngest in
Yeah.
the family. Okay.
Just kind of put in situations, or I don't want to say put in situations. You talk yourself into being accountable for your own choices. So it's self-talk.
Yeah.
Um,
But did you also struggle with behavior problems kind of from a young age?
Oh my goodness, yeah. I didn't even finish junior high.
Really?
Seriously.
Nope, I wasn't allowed to go to school. They wouldn't accept me at Davis High. They told me that they weren't equipped to deal with a child like me. I was put in treatment centers from 13 on in Benchmark. Are you familiar with Benchmark? And it wasn't
Not really.
bountiful. Yeah, I ran away a lot. They nailed my window shut.
Wow.
They would nail my window shut because I
Yep.
would run away. I would hitchhike
Yeah.
all the time and just take me wherever from 13, going on. Just my first substance, I believe, was alcohol at 11 years old. I remember getting drunk and
How'd you
passing
encounter
out.
that? Do you remember?
I was with my sister. She was 17,
Okay.
and she took me, and yeah, I got drunk with her, and I woke up and had a situation with her boyfriend, and it was horrible. At 11 years old.
By situation with her boyfriend, you were molested.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we?
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Being
stop.
strong. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah,
both of you.
You're
I mean, that's-
welcome. And it's
Yeah,
the
I'm
just,
sorry
family
if I put you
dysfunction
too
and
much
oh
some
no,
of that
you're
stuff
okay.
is-
Yeah.
Whatever is
It's good
supposed
to
to be
be-
shared,
Mhm.
with it being improvisation, unedited, live, I feel like it's supposed to be out there. Whatever, it just came out. I'm like,
Well,
I didn't plan on saying that, but that's
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
that's the
Thanks.
truth where it started, where we
Thanks.
came from. Thank
Do you
you.
remember before? Maybe there wasn't even there wasn't any time at all. But do you ever remember the feeling that the alcohol gave you the first time?
Yeah.
Did that feel great to you?
At first, yeah.
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 I mean, obviously, when you find out you've been molested, the great all disappears. But
Oh yeah.
but the feeling of being drunk felt good.
At first, yeah.
Something you would consider repeating, for example.
As a child, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then what happened?
Like fast forward in time to the first substance.
Well, I don't know.
Or-
Fast forward just to what happened.
I think
in your
honestly,
life next.
we've. I don't want to spend too much time
Yeah.
in kind of the chaos and the
Yeah.
the trauma
mess.
pieces.
We're gonna share the message.
If you're okay, I would like to fast forward to maybe
And so that's the
treatment,
trauma and the hell.
the
Yeah.
treatment you guys went through, and kind of how life, right? So how many years did you guys spend in active addiction, roughly?
From 11 up to, I'd say 21.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just under a decade.
Yeah.
Jonah.
About 25 years or so.
What's going on?
Just I never thought about how long.
Yeah.
It's a long time. Man, that's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's a lot of.
Explains all the emotional immaturity that I run into, that I know, that I'm just.
Listen, you talk about a kid that's starting substances at not even a teenager, pre-teen.
I know, I was
way
counting the years. I'm
pre-teen.
like 32, I got clean, so I count backwards 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like 20
Wow.
25 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way the brain had any chance to really develop normally. You start putting substances into.
Sorry,
I'm not calling you
making fun of
abnormal.
the- No, I am abnormal, but
I'm telling you, maturity.
yeah, you're
There's
right. Yes.
You guys know this. You know this.
Yeah.
You love neuropsychology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are certain
Neuro.
things there are certain times that things are supposed to happen in the brain, and if they don't happen at that time, then they're really difficult to happen after that time. Like
Exactly.
coping
Exactly.
mechanisms are supposed to occur in the brain, unless of course you have alcohol, which in case you don't need coping mechanisms because that's your coping mechanism. Well, developing coping mechanisms as a 32-year-old is really much harder than it is as a 6-year-old.
You're
Oh my
so
God.
stunted, and
yeah.
it's.
And I had recovery in my head though, because I was
Yeah.
clean and inpatient
You had
for
periods of
10 and a half
clean time.
months, and that was the main recovery I got.
Yeah,
And then I got out. I was about 15.
yeah.
I relapsed with recovery in my head until I was 32. That is so hard.
That's
relapsing
rough.
over and over.
Yeah. that's
Finally, I
rough.
got out. Oh my
What,
God.
what was it that got you out? Either of you?
Yeah, great question. Like, what was your rock bottom? What was your
where
moment
did
where
you
you're like,
finally
I'm
get
done?
to the point like, this is it. I'm not doing this ever again.
Mine was 7 years ago. I lost my wife and kids. My wife sent me divorce papers in jail.
Ugh.
And I just was up for so long on meth. And I remember being in jail and crying, saying, crying to God, saying, tell my babies daddy's coming home. And then, I never got to go home, and I never will, but I built a home for them.
How many kids do you have?
3, 2 of them are stepkids, and one's biological. So I raised one of them from birth.
Okay.
Met their mom when the oldest was 5.
Okay.
So she's 18, and a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old now.
Do you want to mention their names?
Yeah.
You don't have to, but you can.
Maddie's the oldest one.
Okay.
We don't talk anymore for now. We've just had some issues, and then Malachi Terrence is the 12-year-old that I raised from birth before he was born, and we were teaching basketball. We're really getting into stuff, doing some videos on Facebook. But
Fun.
my youngest is Lana Rose. I picked out that name when I was 17. I thought, if I ever had a girl, I'm going to name her Lana Rose. I was so sensitive. She raised me. So sensitive, her and the
nice.
3 other girls. So I was
That's nice.
mama's boy, and so I picked that name out, and then her mom was like, yes, you can name her that. So my babies are all the most important thing to me,
Absolutely.
of course.
So
Always the
you'd
same
basically
way.
had enough because you got hit with the reality of my life isn't going to look anything like what it was before this,
Losing.
and I got to change. Something's got to change. Something's got to be different.
Yeah, I tried to get clean for them. I put them before my recovery.
That's a
And I've
common.
heard a lot. Anything you put before your recovery, you're going to lose it.
Heard that.
Before that, I was like, well, I can't go to a meeting. My family's waiting for me. I'm always gone. Just like when I was on drugs, there's going to be a study period like college with life, and then you'll be back with I knew it, but I lost him. And I remember that.
Yep.
And I have not since put.
What a great testimonial to that phrase, whatever you put. in
Yeah.
recovery, right?
Yeah.
Because we've all heard that, and I don't know that everybody has experienced that, but
Right.
man, you sure have.
Through recovery, her and I are really good friends,
Yeah.
and I get them whenever I want, and every
love
other
that.
weekend.
So great.
It's good.
So great. We're about out of time on the first segment. We got about a minute left, but what snapped for you? Where did you finally
Can we
You
get
think it's
can we
too-
can we get to that in
think
part
we're
2?
too close to the
Yeah.
time limit? Okay.
Yeah, one thing I was going to say is oftentimes it takes that, right? Like just I was thinking as you were sharing, and for me that was a big thing. In jail, divorce
Homeless.
serve
God.
divorce papers. Yeah, like and oftentimes it really does take that reality that like if I don't do something different, this is what my life's going to look like for the next umpteen years, or worse, I'm either going to end up in prison permanently or I'm going to end up dead. So the reality of that hits you, and sometimes that's just what it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like that's what it was for you.
We're about out of time.
Yes, sir.
We got 30 seconds left.
I'm super excited in part 2 to get
Yeah.
to Rachel and hear kind of what you know, what motivated her to make a change, and then we got to get to their
then we
business
got to get
too.
to what you're doing.
Yeah, they're both you're
gotta
both
get to
certified life coaches.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're going to get to that in part 2 of episode 69, right after this little sponsorship mention from Steps Recovery Centers.
You are listening to We Do Recover with Jared Miller and co-hosted by Dr. Terry Sellers. We'll be right back after this short break with more of We Do Recover with Jared Miller, sponsored by Steps Recovery Center and the Hilton Garden Inn.
Hi everybody, I'm Shalee. I'm one of the clinical directors at Steps Recovery Center. At Steps, we really want to focus on the individual and not just the person in addiction. We want to have the ability to help from the time you enter and till the time you finish, whether you need healing from trauma or family issues and concerns. We got you covered from the start of your journey to the end of your journey. We're just here to help when you're ready for us to help you.
We welcome you back to We Do Recover with Jared Miller, co-hosted by Dr. Terry Sellers. Brought to you by Steps Recovery Center and the St. George Hilton Garden Inn. And now with part 2 of our podcast, Jared Miller and Dr. Terry Sellers.
Welcome back, everybody. Part 1, we have been talking to the Carrions and brother and sister combo that we've never had on our podcast before.
That's pretty cool, right?
It's really cool. Like, it's really fun to see them interact with each other, and having gone through the stuff they've gone through, that they have such a great friendship. I love that. I really do. It's fun to watch. Part 2 is sponsored by the Hilton Garden Inn. If you happen to be traveling through southern Utah, a good idea would be to give them a Google search, the Hilton Garden Inn. Just type in Hilton Garden Inn, and they will hook you up. The Hilton Garden Inn has amazing amenities. They always take really good care of our people. I stay there every time I'm down here, and I love those guys. The staff is great. The pool is fantastic. The hot tub in the rain is great. All that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great place, isn't it? Did you guys stay there last night?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And tonight. Loving it.
Great.
Loving it.
Great. Good
Yeah.
place. Yeah, they
Very
take really
nice.
good care of us. Also, part
I just
2.
got to say, the thing I love the most about it is it's so clean.
Yeah.
Hospitality is amazing.
Yeah.
The second you
Cleanliness.
walk in, you can just smell fresh cleanness, like
Yeah.
so like they've recently cleaned.
Yeah.
I love that.
Very
Thanks
nice.
for mentioning that. Also sponsored by
Recovery Strong. Boom, I'm wearing one of their t-shirts
Boom.
today. Recovery Strong is all about fighting addiction, strengthening recovery. If you want to get you some really cool gear that says, hey, I'm not afraid of the stigma, I am what I am, and I'm proud of who I am, go to recoverystrong.com, click on their gear tab. They have some hoodies. They got some t-shirts, really cool hats, just a bunch of swag that honestly, I love it. It's good stuff. I got several shirts. So if you're wanting to be part of the movement, go to recoverystrong.com, get yourself some swag.
Hey, you
Thanks,
just
Sean.
mentioned a concept that I just want to touch on for 1 second. You said, I am who I am, and I'm proud of who I am.
We talked
Listen.
about that at lunch today.
If anybody's in recovery, be proud of who you are, because there are people on this planet that don't understand how difficult that is, and it is extremely difficult, and it's a wonderful accomplishment to be in recovery.
Thank you.
Frankly,
can
the
I share
hardest thing
something?
I've ever done.
Can I share something real quick?
Yeah.
So Rachel hasn't talked much.
Yeah, we're going to make
And that's
Rachel
okay
talk.
because Jonah he's a
fireball.
firecracker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
And
yep.
that's-
I'm trying not to
I
talk
like it.
too
But
much.
no, you're great.
Well, if you ask
We
me a
love
question, I'll answer it.
This is why we wanted John here, is because you're a
Thank you.
firecracker, dude. But I do want to share. Rachel is kind of like me. Remember when we first met and I told you my story and I
Yeah.
hadn't really shared it with anybody?
Yeah,
And you
I
said,
did.
you got to write that thing down. You got to start sharing that. thing."
Yes.
So she's kind of in that space that I used to be in, where I asked her, she says, I'm starting to share, I'm starting to be authentic, I'm really starting to tell my truth. And I said to her, do you have more peace? And what was your response?
Absolutely. 100%. There's freedom in and a release in being who you are and just being me.
Yeah, so
So
beautiful.
proud of you.
I love
you,
that.
Rachel.
Yeah, it's so great.
And that's freeing, because anytime we come forward and we say, this is who we are, this is our past, it doesn't defect us. We're stronger because of it.
Yeah.
It gives other people permission to share and come
Yeah.
out of that darkness.
The shame and the guilt
Yeah.
is lifted.
Yep.
It's like I saw a little meme on Facebook, and I'm not a huge meme fan or whatever, but it was just like a little message, and it said something along the lines of, I don't share my past I don't share my story to get the glory. I share my story to give others hope.
Yes.
And I totally relate to that. Like when we come on here and we talk about some of the garbage we've been through, it's not because we're proud of it. We're not wearing it like a badge of honor.
No.
It's so that other people that are in that space can go, look, if Jonah and if Rachel and if Jared and if Terry can make it, we can make it too.
To give them a safe place,
message of hope.
To make them feel safe
Absolutely.
to be who they are.
Sorry,
You
Sellers,
are
I didn't
not
mean to take
alone.
over.
No, you're totally fine. No, I agree with you completely. Have you had, this is a great topic, but I don't want to go down this road, but have you ever shared parts of your story and had it backfire on you? I'm talking to you, Jared, actually.
Me?
Yeah.
I can't say that I have really.
No, I haven't either. Like, if somebody kind of repulses when I start telling my story, I really don't need those people in my life anyway.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not necessarily proud of what I did, but that's not me. Like, I haven't used a drug in 19 years.
But
like,
I've been through a war.
right.
Oh,
I've been
I love
through
it.
a
And guess
war,
what? You
a battle.
survived.
I'm a warrior for
Yes,
what
you
I
are.
have been through, and everything about me, like my body, the scars that I have, they're battle scars. They're,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And-
this turned out to be a great
Yeah.
road to go down. I love that right there. That is so great.
Yeah.
Because many people don't make it through the battle.
No,
And we got
they
Rachel
don't.
comfortable.
That's
She's
right.
way more comfortable now, I can tell.
And
We
for
may
those,
lose little battles in this
Yeah.
war.
Oh,
but
for
we're-
sure,
we're
but you
gonna
keep
win this
fighting.
war.
that's
Exactly.
it. You just keep
You
fighting.
are
As
a
long as you
warrior,
keep
Rachel.
fighting, right?
Yeah.
You'd never lose if you keep fighting.
That's
Yeah.
right.
If you surrender in a bad way,
Yeah.
you lose the war.
You can't
As
be
long as you keep fighting, you'll ultimately win the war.
right. Right.
Love it.
And you got to stop being your own enemy.
I love
We are
it.
our own worst enemies sometimes, but
Oh
when
my
you
gosh, that's so true for almost all of us.
yeah, but when
So
you
hard
learn
on
how to
ourselves.
love yourself.
Right.
So I just want real
When she
fast.
said you
You
are
can
your
do
own
whatever
worst
you want.
enemy, I just have to navigating the illusion of self-confusion are some words that are in a program I wrote.
And we're going to
talk
get
about
to
it.
that
We'll get to it.
program.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
we're leaving them on cliffhangers here.
but love it.
So we shared. Jonah shared kind of what his bottom was and what motivated him for change. Can you remember a specific event or a specific period in your life where you're like, okay, enough's enough?
This is it.
My brother went to prison.
Ooh.
Your
This
younger
guy.
brother went to
No.
prison?
No.
An older
Oh.
brother.
Yeah.
one
And
of our older brothers,
one
our
of
older
one of
siblings.
my older siblings. Sorry, I don't mean to. It's my story.
Yeah,
And he was in my eyes my protector, my safety, and the world that we were in the life that we lived. Without him being there to protect and keep me safe, it was a very dangerous place.
Yeah.
Because I was the face of, in my eyes, this is my perception of it. The people that I was interacting with were not safe. And if they knew that he was not around to keep me safe,
You were in danger.
You're not
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so if I continued on the path that I was on without him there, I would die. So I didn't have a choice. Like, I mean, I
Sure you
did, but I didn't. You know what I mean? So I continued using, but carefully. Methamphetamines is what I was addicted to. And
Can I point out the carefully using methamphetamine?
yeah, instead of
Just a funny saying.
dealing it, I tried to back away from that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So she stepped away from selling.
You're saying that's the most dangerous part for you at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's yeah.
Doing great.
Yeah, and just to slowly pull out of that world.
Yeah.
But still so addicted. Like that's the hardest thing to stop. But yeah, at 21, I believe was the last time I touched it. And that was 21 years ago.
That's
Wow.
amazing. That's amazing.
Wow. That
But-
is amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's crazy to hear your guys' lives that you've lived.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Dr. Sellers have you guys introduce yourselves to the people that you are today. Because today you're doing some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about what's going on. We've waded through all the crap now.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's get
Appreciate
it.
you guys being brave and honest with us about that. That's difficult stuff for sure. But now here you are. You've made it this far, and it's not over. It's never over.
It's just starting.
Right.
But it's not over, and so that part of your past
Right.
kind of always remains. And but you've waded through that part, and you've come out on the other side. What's going on with your lives today?
I started this whole thing where her and I had started a business with one of our siblings. It did not end the best, and we, it wasn't our passion. The type of business is a vehicle to get us where we want to go. This was my passion. I mean, when I left, I was frantic. Just kind of curved the words to this saying. When I was in rehab, 2011, I wanted to start a rehab called Love Unconditional. So I named it Love Unconditional Life Enhancement. Started as a personal trainer, but I had written this program called the 6 Stages of Self-Preservation. And it started with not walking away from a job at 1 year and 9 months. The first job I ever had for over a year. I started with a mantra.
Jonah, can I just pause real fast?
Yeah.
Because if I'm a listener and I don't know you, now I know you, we've gone to lunch, and I know you.
Oh, yeah.
But our listeners don't know you like I know you. Okay. We just heard about kind of the checkered past.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonah is actually a very incredibly smart dude. How many
Thank you.
languages do you speak?
I can speak 5 languages.
He was talking German when we first came on into the sound check.
Russian.
Right? Russian.
Yeah.
Like, I was just blown away at how intelligent
Thank you.
Read is. And I've read the packet. And
He
I'm
actually
telling
read
you,
it. I handed it to him. He was reading it.
I love it. So if you're out there and you're listening, and you're like, whoa, hold on. I just heard all this stuff about this dude. I don't know about this. I'm telling you.
So smart, dude. No question.
Smart dude. So go ahead.
These are both incredibly smart people,
Appreciate
which
that.
I think goes to show another thing is people say, well, I'm just too dumb to. No. First of all, intelligence doesn't get you clean and sober.
No.
It doesn't ever hurt.
Right.
But I've seen some really dumb people get clean and sober.
Yeah.
One's right here.
And I've seen some really smart people not get there.
My brother Monchai has always been there for me. He used to always say, "You are the dumbest smart guy I know. You're the smartest dumb guy I know. Dude, what are you doing?" Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in this guy's brain, though. So
I was in jail and I was thinking I couldn't be there for my babies, and I thought I got to preserve myself. I got to figure out how to take care of myself so I can be there for them. So
6 stages of
6.
self-preservation.
Yes.
And that's the coaching that you guys do.
Yes, that is the program that I wrote, the workbook.
You want to go through the stages?
Yeah. You want to tell us some about that?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Stage 1 is awareness and surrender, and it's all in this pamphlet and stuff. The title in the workbook says "You are free from being a victim," and then it says "Navigating the illusion of self-confusion."
There's an actual workbook that goes with this.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. So there's multiple questions per section, multiple sections per stage.
Okay, we'll get back to this
Yeah.
at the end, but I just want to touch on it right now. How does somebody get connected with this? Somebody's listening and
Great
they say,
question.
I want to know about this. I need a workbook. I need to sign up or whatever. How do they do that?
Go to the LULE, Love Unconditional Life Enhancement. So that's the LULE.com.
Okay.
The Lule.
The Lulu.com.
The Lululemon, not the Lululemon.
Lule.com. LULE.
THELULE.com.
That's correct.
Okay.
They can.
If you
sign
go
up
there, that'll help. That'll tell you everything you need
Yeah,
to
we're-
get connected.
They can also. I am always open for my personal number to be called 801
801
309
309
9692.
9692.
Go ahead,
Wow.
Rachel.
You might blow up right
She's my
there.
manager. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
She's so- I think
she's probably telling
I
me.
think she's really mad at you right now.
Nope, go ahead.
What are you doing?
I'm just like, I'm here for you. She's
You
all.
guys, everybody that's listening, start calling him right now.
You know,
Let's
I'm
start
here for
blowing
so
him
many people. I want to help the world. So she jumped on. We saw this, like I said, I got to say something about the logo. I curved the words out of frantic, and it came out to be an eye with the
Yeah, it
heart as
did.
the pupil.
Yeah, it did.
The eye
Yeah,
of
that's cool.
whatever higher power you have. See, eye of that love. She jumped on. Oh my God. Like I can plan events and stuff, and I'm scattered and write the workbook, but to organize this as a business and help people in an effective way, she's the strength where I'm weak. I'm allowed and I can put on a show and organize it, but to Goodness.
I don't think you're weak, but I think she keeps.
Yeah.
He's
Any
not
weakness
weak.
I have,
He's not
she-
weak.
going
yes.
this way
No.
instead of this way.
Yes.
Right?
I know.
She
Right
keeps you
now
going
we're
straight.
starting a new thing
Great team.
for Valentine's Day, like to help control your habits. Because you're never gonna stop doing.
There are 4 habits that humans have that can't be abstained from: anger, sex, possibly can abstain from eating, and spending money, some kind of currency. We overspend on bad food.
Yeah.
Sex gets us down, and I want to talk about it. Not too much, but the point, whatever. Sex gets us down, makes shameful, and the anger is a cycle of an emotion that covers up pain and fear. Those cycles, we can't quit them. How do we control them? The things we have to do, how do we get them under control so our life isn't unmanageable?
So I mean,
Habit calendar.
Yeah, it's a commitment calendar to help control your habits. So if you want to get on our website, sign up, subscribe, whatever, I'll send you a commitment calendar. We can have a Facebook
For
group
free.
where we hold each other accountable.
What's their Facebook group?
I will create a Facebook group
Oh,
We
sorry.
are
once
in
you
the making.
subscribe.
Okay.
This is being built. They're flying it. They're
Yeah.
building it as they're
Yeah.
flying
So
it.
you sign on, or you go to theluli.com, subscribe, and I will send you the commitment calendar. And then
That's
we'll
not
create a
auto-generated.
group.
That's personally sent. I love that.
I'll send it out to everyone that wants it, and then we'll hold each other accountable in a Facebook group.
Is that what our listeners are seeing right now?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the people
right
that are
there.
watching the video.
Sean is
part?
on
There
it.
is
Yep, that's it.
Nice
So if you
job.
scroll down,
Look at that.
Like,
scroll
oh,
down
there
a
we
little
are.
bit,
Guys over there
and
earning
it'll
his
say
keep.
subscribe right there. Put in
Yep.
your email. I'll send you the commitment calendar download, and then we can have a nice Facebook group and hold each other accountable
Oh.
for
Hopefully, my wife is listening right
commitments,
now and
for
she's
controlling our
already signed
habits.
up.
It's like every week, if you want to try and control one of your habits, it's like a 5-week calendar.
We're
I
going to
love
start
it.
doing group
Yeah.
coaching sessions.
Yeah.
We have some organization that is getting very big. I couldn't stop this thing if I wanted to.
Yeah, you're not like doing this out of your house, right? Like you have an office.
Yes.
You have a
what?
space. I saw that you have
Yes.
a
You know
space
what?
that you meet
There
people.
is
and-
an office that's attached to her house.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's
So it is an office
But
space.
you guys also no, hold on now. I saw like an actual space. So maybe you guys do more than this too, because was it meditation or
Yeah, we do
yoga or some
meditation
type
I
classes.
was doing a meditation, and I was teaching the questions that I'm on in my program. I'm doing meditation and sound bath with journaling. Now that was at a location in Ogden, and
Currently looking for a new location right now.
right now we're
We need a new
We ha-
location to host that at.
Valentine's Day Monday. We will not have class, but every Monday 5:30 p.m. we will do sound bath meditation and journaling.
What's sound?
You
You know
guys
what
both-
sound bath sellers? Do you
I
know
do,
what sound bath meditation is?
Sure.
I
Done it.
play a didgeridoo.
Do you really?
I do.
He does.
That's cool.
Am I like the only one that has no idea what we're talking about?
You know what a
So-
didger-
No.
do you know what a didgeridoo is?
I literally have no idea.
Can you
what-
hear the sound of a didgeridoo in your
No.
You can't.
Sean, help me out here.
Am I right?
Australian
All right.
Aborigine long tube of wood that they.
Is anybody else just impressed with Sean right now?
Yes.
I was going to say that,
That
was
was
really
amazing.
cool. Do you know what that sound was?
Yeah, that was the old. Yeah.
Are you
The
like
Australian.
He's gonna have to play it for you.
Yes.
it's great.
I brought
But
it and
different
thought, should I play it?
frequencies. Yeah. Different
Okay, so
frequencies
talk to me
affect
about
your-
why is that important? Like why is
The
that
class.
part of what you do?
So, meditation. Oh my God! Do you see my attention span and energy? Meditation for me was like that. I mean, my saving grace. I could hold my own hand and love myself, slow my mind down. My meditation is blank. I'm weightless, and then it comes back. So I just meditated. Now that's turned into, as my brain is growing, I can create new neural pathways by seeing the matter in my brain, synapses firing. As I meditate, I can see these things. I believe putting your consciousness in your mind, it's about putting the frontal lobe, the blood flow into our cerebral cortex that separates us from animals. That's what this does. You write things down. For some reason, the squiggly lines on paper are magic, and they will manifest in your life. But you have got to get the blood flow there.
Okay.
So
we got
why
a
does
picture.
There's
Sorry.
a didgeridoo.
That's why the meditation, the vibration, the meditation affects all of our energy, electricity in the brain, blanking the mind to be able to just do these things. That's why it's important.
So it quiets the mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. So quite.
Different instruments have different frequencies.
Different vibrations, frequencies.
Different
Cool.
Frequencies.
I love it. Thanks,
cool.
Sean.
So there's like crystal
Did
bowls.
you never see
there's flutes, there's
what was the movie with huh?
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee.
Thanks. I couldn't think of it. Did you never see Crocodile Dundee?
Listen, the thing I remember from Crocodile Dundee is his ginormous knife
Yep.
because it
that's
was
not a
rad.
knife.
It's a knife.
This is a knife. Yeah,
knife.
that's the only thing I remember from Crocodile
The
Dundee.
guy speaks Australian too. Did you hear him say
Do
knife? That was good.
It's a knife. I can go for a while in the Australian accent. Watched do so many accents. This one's Nigel, I guess.
I love it.
Name of the person.
I love it. We were trying to do this as a family the other night. We were trying to speak like Russians or trying to speak like Germans, and we
I
weren't
created
very good at it.
I
So,
created a character. His name is Farland McNally. Farland McNally.
oh, Farland
I
McNally,
have reels on
Nice.
Facebook.
nice Irish guy, Scottish guy,
Scottish.
a nice Scottish
Right,
guy.
Scottish from, I don't know where in Scotland. I don't even know where a place is in Scotland, but this
I
guy,
love that.
big old cuddly wag. It's a character,
love
let you
that.
guys know, be myself.
So
That's
great.
who I am, is these
I
fun
love that.
characters. It's cool to be myself.
You do got a lot
Super
of
fun.
awesome energy. That's for
Super
sure.
I hope,
fun.
I hope it's
So
somewhat
much.
focused.
Yeah, but the guy's
I
got
was
a
able
brain
to
that's going
focus
a
long
million
enough
miles
to
an
write
hour.
this thing.
Like, listen,
too.
this guy. What do you got for formal education?
High school diploma?
Yeah. he's talking about things I
You know
had to
who
go
else
to
I only
medical
have-
school to learn.
I have studied.
Do you know who else only had a formal high school education?
No.
Steve Jobs.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You know who else had a formal high school education?
Elon Musk, tell me.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk is a big fan of not spending time in.
You know who else?
I
had a
don't
formal-
have a life coaching certification. This program is what we are certified in, certifying people in.
How does one get certified in your
So you
program?
wrote your own program, and people can get certified within your own program.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it now? Talk to me a little bit. Is it state recognized?
No, it's not.
You're in the process of getting
Yes.
It's
working
Yes,
on
we
that.
are.
just in the very beginning.
How do you think
It's
everybody?
copywritten.
How do you think everybody else's certification programs came about?
Exactly.
it. Somebody
That's
wrote it.
what I
Same thing.
thought.
You gotta just do it, and then yeah, it'll eventually get certified by the state and that sort of thing. But yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
However, Rachel
Too
has
many people
Rachel,
are scared to do that. That's the thing. You just went and did it.
again, my mind's always going to the pessimistic. If
Okay,
if you're
don't be
listening to this
pessimistic.
and you're thinking, well, they don't have any like credentialed certifications, that's not true. Rachel has a number of them
Yep. I am an eating psychology coach, certified.
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 Yep. Reiki 1 and 2.
We're
Both are,
level-
and hypnotherapy certified.
She's the hypnotherapy. I'm just like Reiki level 1 and 2 certified.
You guys,
I'll hype man certify you.
don't say.
What?
Hype
Hype
man.
man.
Hype
Yeah,
man.
hype man certified. So they do have in all seriousness, they do have some
What,
certifications.
Yeah,
what the
some
heck
kind
is
of
hype man?
qualification.
Are you?
You know,
calling
hype man, like
are
he's
you
got
calling
energy.
Him
Like-
short.
No, he's hype. You know, like he's got the
Hype.
juice.
Not
HYPE.
hyped, but HYP, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
I got 7 notebooks full, front and back of every page of working a workbook program. That's my degree. The street experience, the relapse over and over to get my chemicals in my brain, study this damn thing for bipolar, go to jail, be like, all right, I need Lamictal and Celexa. Been on them for the 7 years. Got it. I know what's going to happen. Now that's going to help me do this thing. That's my certification.
So listen, I for sure was not making fun when I said
No. I'm just saying.
No, when I said
that's my own.
you were spouting things that I learned in med school, like
Thank you.
I for sure was not making fun of that. Like the guy's got a brain, obviously that works a lot faster than most people's. For
And
sure.
Rachel's
help
got the
people down.
organization.
Yes. Oh God.
Well, without her, he's just going to be everywhere.
They're a good combo.
She
Right.
just
It's
barely
a
came
team.
in, so I got this far.
So I
She's
know.
been
I
in
It's
for
a
a couple,
team.
couple
Three-
months.
It's a
when was
beautiful
it? 3
team.
years ago, I quit my job. I quit my
Yeah.
husband. I quit
Oof.
my life, and I walked away from 20 years of a government job. I left as I worked. I was an analyst headquarters at IRS, so I did that, and then I was a tax examiner.
Well,
and
you
I
probably
was,
know my name then.
oh yeah, probably. Yeah, I worked a bunch of different jobs at
was
IRS. I worked with
before
the
we-
programming team, so I did a lot of different things for government, and just I hated my life. I hated everything about it.
And
it was either die or walk away.
Well, she walked away and started the business
and
that
then
we started with our
business,
sibling.
and I just walked.
I just started this 6 months ago, jumped off that like, me and my sibling didn't get along, and I felt I had to jump immediately, and just it came out of nowhere. That's why I believe whatever we call. That's why I believe God has used this, because there's no organization here. He's like, now I can make this and make it about me. God says to me or whoever. She comes in.
But it was that government training. I mean, learning tax law for 20 years is.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what trained
We're
me.
about out of time. I think I could talk to these guys for another 10 years. But
you guys are
I
great.
know.
super fun.
I love you guys.
What a
Thank
great
you so
podcast
much.
episode this was.
So I do want to say thank you, Heather Gilbertson, my high school friend, for pointing me in the direction of Jonah.
Thank you.
She's great.
And I also want to say, yeah, she is. She's fantastic. She's just an amazing person. I also want to say congratulations and best of luck to you guys. You guys were on Good Morning Utah.
Good Things Utah.
Good Things Utah.
We were on
Cool program.
on the set on the 31st. We're going to be on again on the 15th.
Immersion.
And then you have another speaking event coming
So
up.
we are going to promote on the 15th, Good Things Utah, an event called Immersion in Thanksgiving Point, Lehigh. Mystic
Hilton Garden Inn.
/ immersion.
Oh yeah.
Good.
At the Hilton Garden Inn.
Or no.
Garden Inn.
We are out of time. I wish we could talk longer. Thanks. Episode 69 is a wrap. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you for joining us today on We Do Recover with Jared Miller.
Help us spread our message of hope. Like, comment, and share.
If you have any topics or ideas for future shows, please share that on our Facebook page.
That Facebook page is We Do Recover with Jared Miller. If you or a loved one needs help, please reach out to us. Again, thank you for listening.
Brought to you by Steps Recovery Center and the St. George Hilton Garden Inn. This has been a production from A Podcast Studio.